You moved in 3 weeks ago. The boxes are mostly unpacked now, though there are still 2 in the corner of the bedroom that you haven't opened. You know what's in them, things from before. You are not ready to decide where they go yet, so you are letting them wait. They can wait. The apartment is small. 1 bedroom, 1 window in the main room that faces east. A kitchen that is exactly big enough if you stand at the right angle. You chose it because of the light. The woman showing you the apartment said the light was good, and she was right, and that felt like enough of a reason. You are standing in it now, the light. It's early. You haven't made coffee yet. You are not going to talk about what ended, not because it's too painful, exactly, more because you have already talked about it enough. You have talked about it with your closest friend who listened carefully and said the right things. You have talked about it with your mother who listened and said the wrong things, kindly. You have talked about it with yourself, in the dark, more times than you can count. You know the shape of it now. You know what it was and what it wasn't, and what you are going to do differently, and what you can't know yet. You have turned it over until it's smooth. What you haven't done yet, what you are just beginning to do, is stop. Stop explaining. Stop accounting for it. Stop carrying it into every room as something that requires acknowledgement. You are going to try, this morning, to make coffee without it. You stand at the window with your coffee and you look at the city. It's a city you have lived in before. Different neighborhood, different life. But it is new in this version. The street below is one you don't know yet. The coffee shop on the corner is one you haven't been inside. The rhythm of the block, who leaves when, which windows light up first, is something you are just beginning to learn. You realize, standing here, that you have always lived in places other people chose. The first city was where you grew up, which is no one's choice. The second city was for school. The third was for him. This is the first apartment that is for no reason except that you wanted it. The light through the window is very good. You were right about that. You have arranged your things carefully, not perfectly. The lamp is still in the wrong place, and you know it, and you're leaving it there until you're sure where the right place is. But the books are where you want them. The small plant you kept alive through the move is in the corner by the window. The journal is on the side table, closed. These are not decorations. They are evidence. Evidence that there is a person here who has preferences, who chose this and not that, who put the books in a particular order because she knows what she thinks about how books should be ordered. You did not realize until now how long you had been living in arrangements that were not yours. You have somewhere to be. Not today. Today is Saturday, and Saturday is yours in a way that weekdays aren't yet, and you are protective of it in a way that feels new. But the having somewhere has been a useful fiction. Having somewhere to be means you have to get dressed. Getting dressed means you are a person who is showing up for her day. You put on the necklace last. You always put on the necklace last. You look at yourself in the bathroom mirror for a moment. Not critically, not approvingly, just checking in, the way you check on something you're responsible for. There you are. Outside, the city is doing what cities do on Saturday mornings. People are moving at a different pace than weekdays, unhurried, lateral, looking up slightly more. A man walks a dog that is very interested in everything. 2 women sit at a cafe table that has been moved outside despite the September cool. Their coffee steaming in front of them. A child on a bicycle goes past a mother who is not worried yet. You walk without a destination, or rather, you have a destination, but it is loose enough that you could change it at any time and it would not feel like failure. That looseness is new. You are trying to practice it. You bought this neighborhood without knowing it well. You are finding out now at street level with September light on everything. There is a small park 2 blocks from your apartment. You found it on your 3rd day here, following a street you hadn't walked down yet. There is a bench near the path under a tree that is just beginning to consider turning. You sat on it that first day for maybe 20 minutes, doing nothing, watching a path that didn't go anywhere particular. You sit on it now. The thing about a bench in a park is that sitting on it requires no justification. You are not waiting for anyone. You are not performing rest. You are simply a person on a bench, which the city allows without comment. You have been living for a long time in arrangements that require justification. This is the year you are going to try to stop. You have been telling yourself a story about this year. The story is, you are starting over, which is true as far as it goes. But starting over implies that what came before was wrong, and you don't think it was wrong. It was just finished. The word you keep reaching for isn't over, and it isn't new. It's something closer to returned. You have been returned to yourself. The question is, who is that exactly? Not in a crisis way, in a genuine curiosity way, the kind of question that feels like an opening rather than a wound. You are 23 years old and you have a small apartment with good light and a necklace you've worn since you were 17 and a journal you haven't opened yet. The question is, who fills in the rest? You walk home a different way than you came, not for any particular reason. The neighborhood is a grid, and all the routes are roughly the same length, but going the same way would feel like a decision made before you knew what you wanted, and you are practicing making decisions in the present. You pass a laundromat with its particular humid warmth leaking through the door, a small grocery where a man is stacking fruit outside in careful rows, a hardware store that has been here, you can tell by the sign, for longer than most things in cities last. These are your streets now, for the time being. You are learning them the way you learn a new person, slowly by paying attention without forcing familiarity before it arrives. Back in the apartment, you open one of the boxes, the one that isn't things from before, the one that is just books. Books you packed from the last apartment but haven't placed yet because you weren't sure if this apartment would feel like a place where those books belonged. It does. You start pulling them out and finding them their places on the shelf. There's a particular pleasure in this. Each book is a decision. Each book is a yes, this belongs in this life, in this apartment, on this shelf. Not everything makes the first round. A few go back in the box. Those can wait too. They can wait. You open the journal. The last entry is from 5 months ago. You read it. The person who wrote it was trying very hard. You can see the trying in the handwriting. Careful, deliberate, the handwriting of someone who thought, if they wrote clearly enough, they might think clearly enough. You don't recognize her exactly. You recognize what she was trying to do. You turn to a fresh page. You don't write anything yet. You just sit with the blank page for a moment, which is its own kind of statement. Then you write the date. Just the date. The month and the year and the day. September. This apartment. This version of this life. That's enough for today. You go to the grocery store. This is something you are still relearning. Shopping, for one. For years, the math of the grocery store was different. 2 people or 1 person shopping for 2, which is not the same as 1 person shopping for 1. The quantities are different. The produce section is where the adjustment is most visible. You put back a bunch of bananas and take 2 instead. You buy a small bunch of parsley, knowing you will not use all of it. You buy 1 avocado. You stand in front of the pasta for a moment, working out what sounds good to you, which is a question you have not been asked in a while. You buy what you want. It takes longer than it used to. That's okay. You cook dinner, not because you are hungry yet exactly, because it is Saturday evening and you have food and you want to cook. That combination, I want to, I have what I need, so I will, is one you are practicing. You put music on. Not the music you would have put on before, which would have been chosen with someone else's taste in mind. Your music, the playlist that lives on your phone like a private room, the one you've been building for years without anyone knowing. The kitchen smells like olive oil and garlic and the particular warmth of a small room that is being used for its purpose. You eat at the table, not at the counter, not on the couch, the table with the lights on, as if this meal is a thing worth having properly. After dinner, you sit by the window. The city changes at dusk in a way that the rest of the day doesn't prepare you for. The light goes amber and then gray, and then the street lights come on, one by one, and the city becomes a different version of itself, softer, more interior, more aware that the day is finishing. You sit with your tea and you watch this happen. You are not thinking about much, or rather, you are thinking about everything, slowly, in the way that staring out a window permits, the way thought moves when it isn't required to go anywhere in particular. You are here, in this apartment, on this evening, watching a city you are learning become a city you might eventually know. Your closest friend calls. She has a way of calling at the right time that you have stopped finding surprising. You pick up on the second ring because you want to, not because you feel you should. She asks how you are. You tell her the truth, which is better than I expected. Not all the way good yet, but better. She says she's glad. She doesn't ask for more details, and you don't offer them. This is one of the things you love about her. She knows the difference between wanting to know and needing to know. You talk for 40 minutes about other things. Her job, which is difficult in a way that is getting more interesting. A film you both watched separately. Something funny that happened to her on the train. By the time you hang up, the city outside is fully dark. After the call, the apartment is quiet again. Not the same quiet as the morning. The morning quiet was provisional. The quiet of not yet. This is a different kind. The quiet of a day that has happened. A day that was ordinary and entirely hers. You wash the dishes. You don't think of this as a significant act. You are wrong about that. It is a significant act, but not in a way you can know yet. What you are building right now, in this kitchen, on this evening, is the habit of caring for a life that belongs to you. It's the smallest possible version of that. But it is the version that exists right now, and you are doing it, and that's the whole story for tonight. The second box is still in the corner. Things from before. You know what's in it. A photograph in a frame. Some books that belong to him and that you kept by accident. A mug with a chip in the handle that you can't quite throw away yet. Some other things. You look at it from across the room. You are not going to open it tonight. Tonight you have done enough, and the box can wait, and waiting is not the same as avoiding. It is the same posture. It looks like the same posture. But you know the difference, and the difference is everything. You turn off the lamp. In the dark, the apartment is different, not frightening, not empty. Different in the way a place is different when it stops being useful and just becomes where you are. The city comes through the window in the way that cities do at night. Ambient, low, a light that is the sum of a million other lights doing other things. You sit on the floor against the wall beneath the window. Not on a chair, on the floor. This is something you do when you need to be low to the ground. You are not unhappy, you are just present, in a way that doesn't require anything from you and doesn't require anything from the dark, and is enough. This is the apartment. This is September. This is 23. You are here. Eventually you go to bed. The bedroom is the room that feels most like yours already. Something about sleeping in a place makes it yours faster than anything else. Your objects are here, the books on the nightstand, the one plant on the windowsill that gets the morning light, the journal you brought in from the other room. You lie down and you look at the ceiling, which is the ceiling of your own bedroom, which is the thing that can be said plainly without it requiring more. Your own bedroom, you are going to be okay, not because of any particular reason, just because the day was yours and you managed it, and tomorrow the light will come through the east window again and you will stand in it and decide what to do next. Sunday morning, the light through the east window is the same light as yesterday. It comes in at the same angle, catches the same dust, falls on the same floor. This will happen every morning, the same light, the same angle, until you move or until something changes the window, and you find this thought very comforting. You make coffee the same way as yesterday, the mocha pot, the single mug, but it's different in the way that a second time is different from a first time. Less provisional, more like a thing you actually do. You stand at the window with your coffee and you look at the street below. The city is still there. So are you. After coffee, you open the journal again. Yesterday, you wrote the date. Today, you write more. Not much, a paragraph, maybe two. You write about the window and the light and the park bench and the question you've been carrying. You write, I think I have been living at an angle to myself for a long time. You write, I would like to try living straight on. You don't know exactly what that means yet. You write it anyway because writing something you don't fully understand yet is how you find out what you think. You close the journal. You have somewhere to be today, not a place, a state, present, in this apartment, in this city, in this particular beginning. You are going to try to stay there. There is a plant on the windowsill of your bedroom that you have kept alive through 3 apartments. You did not intend to become someone who kept a plant alive through 3 apartments. It simply kept living, so you kept taking it with you. You water it on Sunday mornings. You moved it from the main room to the bedroom windowsill yesterday because the bedroom window gets the best morning light and the plant deserves good light, and making sure the plant has good light is the kind of thing you do without thinking about it. You are the kind of person who keeps a plant alive. You are starting to collect the evidence. The apartment looks the same as yesterday. 1 box opened, 1 box still closed, the books on the shelf, the journal with 2 entries, the plant in the morning light, the mug on the counter recently washed. Nothing has changed that you could point to. What has changed is something more interior. The way you moved through yesterday, not performing recovery, not explaining yourself to anyone, not calibrating your emotions to someone else's comfort, just moving through a day, doing what you wanted, stopping when you were done, starting again. You used to think becoming yourself was something that happened at a moment, a realization, a conversation, a decision point. You're starting to think it might be more like this, just day after day of choosing what's true until there's enough of it that it holds. You've worn this necklace since you were 17. You don't remember exactly why you bought it. You were 17 and you bought a necklace and it was small and gold, and when you put it on, it felt correct. And you've been wearing it since, through school, through the cities, through the relationships, through the ends of things and the beginnings of things. There are not many things that have been continuous in your life. You are young enough that the list is still short, but the necklace is on it. You touch it now, the way you touch it when you are taking inventory, when you want to know what is still true, what has stayed. This is still true. You are 23 years old. You have a small apartment with good light. You have a plant you have kept alive through 3 apartments. You have a journal with 2 entries and a necklace you've worn since you were 17, and a shelf of books that belong to you and a window that faces east. You are at the beginning of something, not the beginning you planned, the beginning that arrived. The city below is going about its Sunday, unhurried, lateral, doing its own becoming. It does not know your name. It has not cleared a path for you. It is simply there, which is the same thing it will be tomorrow, and the day after that, and every day that you walk through it, learning what you want and practicing being honest about it. You are going to be here for a while. That is the plan. You stand at the window in the morning light, and you let the city be the city, and you let yourself be here, and you begin.